last thing we wanted to talk about were professional learning networks. Schoology Groups is where that happens. Notice this teacher actually is using groups for her extracurricular activities as well. She's a coach of the women's soccer team. She also runs the poetry club. She also is a member of a faculty group. It's this last option that we're really talking about. This is something to check out, not day one, maybe not week one, but the next time you have professional development or a learning opportunity or you're working with your PLC, check out Schoology Groups, because this is a place where you can post updates, share ideas, ask each other questions, and also share common resources. For instance, if everyone uses the same evaluation form or the same rubric or the same quiz, in Schoology Groups, you can do all of that. So where resources are your digital filing cabinet, groups have that ability as well. And you'll even see in Schoology that the resources drop down, there's a group section too. So any resources that these groups are sharing, you have a shortcut to them through the group resources. These are the same thing. So this faculty group is posting polls, getting ideas for streamlining their PD. They're sharing resources and question banks and things like that. Clicking the gear icon, anyone can add those to their course. So if you start off with files and discussions, you're really getting going with Schoology, you're feeling confident in your course, getting into grading, you're going the next level using student portfolios. Don't let that work stop with you. Use the Schoology Groups, use these professional learning communities to connect with your colleagues so that everyone can learn from each other. That makes all the difference in the world. Okay? So to wrap up, groups and using groups as professional learning communities, it's actually really straightforward once you know it's there. I find the key is many people say, yeah, I got courses, but what do you use groups for? Happens all the time in my training at least.
Yeah, definitely. And the difference is that your students aren't in your groups. They just are more flexible. I think you can have groups with your students if you want to use them for extracurricular activities like teams or drama club or what have you. But it's also great for faculty departments. It's great for parent-teacher communication. It's good for anything that you need to be able to communicate, collaborate, share a schedule, share a calendar, make general announcements. Those are the basics of groups, and sharing resources is sort of like the cherry on top, in my opinion. It's a really nice way to share things between your courses, your resources, and your groups.
Absolutely. You can ask your system administrators to actually create a faculty group and just upload the entire faculty to that group, so everyone has a central communication hub for faculty-only announcements. That's a really great implementation strategy if this is your first year.
Yeah, and system admins, you can bulk import members into a group using an import file, so with just a few clicks, you can have a very large group. So reach out to our support team if you want help on that.
Yeah, great idea. We're your account manager. We're all really eager to make sure that everyone is using Schoology beyond just the classroom.
Definitely.
Great. Okay, last poll of the day, and then we will stay on for a few minutes if people have more questions. But just to wrap up, which one of these areas do you think are most pertinent to your organization? What's going to help the most? While the votes are coming in, when you go to like Facebook or something like that, you log in and they're working tirelessly on their algorithms to keep you engaged. They're trying to keep you engaged to see ads. That's their idea. We're trying to keep you engaged in Schoology to get students more engaged in the content. And one of the tricks to do that is to put all of your clubs and athletics in Schoology. So you have coaches and directors and captains posting schedules and plays and updates in those groups. But because students are logging in all day to check out those updates, they're also inevitably going to see all their homework, their announcements from their teachers, etc.
Yeah, it's a great way to drive engagement. We've actually had really successful stories of schools rolling it out for clubs and sports teams first and then bringing in courses a year later.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, they're very versatile.
Absolutely. So a lot of ideas all over the board here. I will say that more and more we are seeing people focusing on creating a curriculum repository by subject area. It's a great way to do it. Usually curriculum repositories by grade level, we see that in primary school where everyone is teaching all the subjects. So if you are interested in either of those, have your contact at your school, your support contact, the people who work with Schoology, have them reach out to us because we actually do teach a course, a 2-hour course, just on building a curriculum repository. So if you're ever interested in that, feel free to reach out to your account manager and we'll be happy to connect you with those courses as well. That's a great question I see from Amanda Miller. Would you create a group to communicate with parents? Some people do create a group for their parent-teacher association. It's not a bad idea to give announcements to parents in bulk. You can also post updates to the entire school as well. If it's something that faculty, parents, and students should all know about. People like principals have that ability. Instead of writing an update here just to their course, a principal would have the ability to actually have the school or the district in this dropdown to post an announcement to everybody. So it depends if parents need different announcements from everybody else, or if they could just get a generic announcement that goes to everybody.
Definitely.
I've seen it done both ways with great success. Question about the grading scales. If Schoology has a preloaded A+- scale, but every state is different with this, so you'll probably need to simply ignore this one. If you click the Add button, Add Scale, you can add a customized letter scale, and that goes out to Jacqueline Kendall. If you're wondering what the settings and permissions are for the entire district, if you are a faculty member and don't know, clicking that drop-down button and selecting Privacy, these locks indicate that the district has locked down privacy to the school or district organization level. These locks indicate what the district has done. If you are a system administrator on this call and have questions about this, reach out to our support team because we are very happy to guide you through this. We usually take care of this in implementation, but sometimes who's responsible at your organization, who's responsible for this changes, we can always do a refresher.
Definitely.
Great, and it looks like our questions have slowed down here. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for joining me. Julianne, who's been on the line answering questions as well, thank you for joining us. And again, this is recorded and we look forward to posting it to you all soon.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye.